to 5 Acres Honey Farm. So this is less about bees and honey today. So if you've been following for a while, occasionally I'll have like little North Carolina and outside of North Carolina adventures. And one thing that I like to share with folks, especially when I'm speaking at different beekeeping events, is that North Carolina allegedly, because I don't have any like proof, but we do have a very active writing community, but allegedly we have more writers than any other state. So the North Carolina Writers Association is very active, and we also have, and I've heard some more data recently, and I'd like to track it down, that we not only have more beekeepers than any other state, but we have more beekeepers by density than anywhere in the world. So we've got a lot of writers and beekeepers. Today it's not really about beekeeping, like I said. I am on my way to the east entrance, the kind of lefty entrance of Great Smoky Mountains National Park, where Ada Limon, our poet laureate, will be dedicating a picnic table, I believe, with a poem on it. So I am a poet. I have a few poetry books, and when I saw she was going to be here, and it happened to be a weekend I was here, and the weather is not cooperating for honey extraction, I decided to head over there. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just saw a few elk in the field where all those cars are down there, and it looks like they've got a tent set up for the event. I am a little more than a half hour early. I figured I wanted to get parking. You do have to pay for parking in the Smoky Mountains Park now, so I'm gonna go grab a parking tag and find a seat. Can it get any better? We've got poetry, the national park, and free-ranging chickens.
Hello, hello. Hola, hola.
We lucked out and it did not rain, and it was just a beautiful, misty mountain morning. The rain has kind of paused a bit, and I should be able to check the hives. I am noticing, trying to see, I know there's a few patches over here of some sourwood, and the sourwood blooms are still open. Yeah, there's a few coming up over here. So the blooms are still open. They're probably just past their prime. And I haven't opened the hives in 3 weeks, so I'm curious to see how things are going. I didn't want to record too much at the event, so I just kind of showed you the beginning when Ada was getting started, and then the unveiling of the picnic table as well. And you may have noticed when the length of the table kind of extends off to one side, and it was designed intentionally that way to allow it to be accessible to folks in wheelchairs and with strollers and any needs like that. While I was at the park, so confession, have never been inside the visitor center. Generally, anytime we've been around there, it's been closed, or we have our dog with us and just haven't ventured in there. So got to go into the visitor center and visit the gift shop for the first time. And of course, the book that Ada had edited as part of this tour was for sale. So it has all different poems in it from different poets. And then while I was in the gift shop, I was really moved way more by this other book, which I'll share with you. I was just, walking around, and there's a lot of common books in this region about like plants and Appalachian stories and things, and you kind of see them at all the gift shops and stuff. So I'm usually keeping an eye out for something unique that I haven't seen before. and that was this book. And I was crying in the gift shop when I was reading excerpts of it, so I had to kind of stop myself because I was gonna get embarrassed. I don't know, it's just something with dogs. It just really, I get just emotional. But this is called Smoky Jack, and there's a place here in the national park that I have always wanted to go to since I've lived in North Carolina. I still haven't been there, and I feel like this is the year, or perhaps next year is the year that I will make it up there. But it's Mount LeConte. I'll leave a link to it. There is a lodge. It's only accessible, by hiking to it. And it was built in 1925, I believe, was what I was reading in here. 1925, because I was thinking, oh, next year is its 100-year anniversary. And the gentleman who was the caretaker for the lodge had a German Shepherd named Smoky Jack. And he trained it to wear a pack, and it would hike miles and miles by itself to town, get the pack loaded, and hike back up to the lodge completely on his own. And I was just reading a few excerpts while I was in the gift shop of just the behavior of him, and it just sounds like such a sweet soul. So I had to get that book. I'm like, if I'm crying about a book, I need to get it. So I got that as well. And I recommend, if you're a dog lover, to check it out and learn about such a really smart pup. Plus, when I was born, our family dog was a German Shepherd, so that particular breed is really personally important to me too. If you're curious how the honey harvest goes, I have a separate video I'm doing exclusively on this honey harvest process, where I'm using an escape board adapter for the first time. And if you're curious about my poetry books, I'll link those in the description. And I thank you for watching, and I will share more next time. Thanks.